Biohazard 4.
I'm not exaggerating when I say that Resident Evil 4 on VR was one of my most anticipated games of 2021. I was just as hyped for RE4 in VR as I was for Resident Evil Village. When the Capcom leak happened last year, I saw that Resident Evil 4 was supposedly coming to the Oculus Quest. I knew I had to buy one. Yes, although there were other games I really wanted to play like Jurassic World Aftermath and the Star Wars VR games, my main motivation of buying Oculus Quest 2 was just to make sure I had one when Resident Evil 4 came out. So I had high expectations for this game. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games ever made. I play it at least 3 to 4 times every year. So did Resident Evil 4 VR live up to my expectations? Was it worth investing into an Oculus Quest 2? Let's talk about it.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
I'm not going to get into what Resident Evil 4 is. There are a lot of great videos that go in depth about every aspect of this game. The great story, the fun characters, the political subtext, and its legacy in gaming. I'm just going to talk about how this game is in VR.
Got something that might interest you.
I gotta say, this is hands down the most impressive and immersive VR I've ever played. My normal playtime for most VR games is 2 to 3 hours, but I've already put well over 20 into this game, and that's very impressive for me. I normally don't spend that much time in VR, so the fact that I kept playing this game until my Quest was ready to die, I think that says a lot on its own. Being inside of Resident Evil 4 was like a dream come true, weirdly enough. Actually feeling like I was the one exploring these places is an amazing experience. Being able to interact with some of the objects and doors, and just seeing this game in an all-new perspective. One of my favorite sections in this game is the section after you kill the lake monster, and it's storming outside. The sound of the rain and thunder in the game just creates an amazing atmosphere. I always found it relaxing just to chill by the lake in the rain, and now I can actually do that and look at it in an all new way. It's so awesome. And the combat in this game is by far some of the most fun I've ever had. I haven't played every VR shooter, but I've definitely played a lot of them, and this game is easily one of the best, if not the best. There was never any awkward fumbling trying to reload a gun, it all just works so well. And when I eventually go back to other VR shooters, they're going to feel lesser in comparison. You have multiple options for how you want to set up your game, but I went full immersion. I loved grabbing my knife below my shoulder, pulling my pistol out of its holster. It feels so good, and you can throw them around, and it's so much fun to just toss the guns and knives around. Some sport games can't get the simple act of tossing an object right, but this game does. You know, I tossed my guns and knife around all the time because it was just so much fun. The controls all felt great, and inventory management is the same we know and love. This time you do have the option to put weapons in quick slots, like your pistol, shotgun, grenades, your health. Even though I've played Resident Evil 4 dozens of times over the years, this game has still scared me a few times, like the invisible bugs. They always freaked me out, but in VR, they almost gave me a heart attack. That whole section still freaks me out, and the dogs in the maze and the regenerators. It's so great just actually being inside this game. Because I can genuinely say, this is the first time I've been scared playing Resident Evil 4 since my first playthrough when I was a kid. I didn't have any performance issues. That was a concern of mine before release. Seeing that original trailer, I was worried about the frame rate, but it runs so good. Now let's address the big controversy with this version of the game.
Ugh, No.
Some of the dialogue has been censored. Now, firstly, I do think it's kind of dumb. I think, if anything, them removing it caused more of a backlash than if they just released the game uncensored. But that being said, I didn't think it was super egregious. Yeah, as a fan that has played this game many, many times, it's weird and takes me out of the experience when I notice a scene has changed, but I don't think it's that bad, and like 99% of the game remains intact. But to finish this video up, I think this is an amazing version of the game, and I'm so glad I purchased a Quest 2 and was able to play it. It's definitely worth the price of admission, and as far as I'm concerned, Resident Evil 4 isn't just one of the greatest games ever made anymore. It's also one of the greatest VR games ever made. If you've played it, let me know what you thought. What other games would you like to see get the VR treatment? Let me know down below.
Hasta luego.